On tonight's episode, we are looking into staged news articles both in paper and on TV. My name is Sidolinik, this is Markus, and you're listening to Fallen Hour Radio. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you guys are tuning into the podcast, whatever platform it may be on. My name is Sidolinik. This is Markus with the Beats, and you're listening to Fallen Hour Radio. So in this past month, we've actually been getting a lot more viewers on our podcast, and it's kind of exciting to see. I mean, especially with all the new conspiracy videos we've been doing, the new podcasts we've been doing, and it was almost overwhelming to see the response, especially when you go out to like a public event.
Of being recognized, or people come up to you and asking you about like the last episodes. Apparently the last one gave a lot of people nightmares.
If you guys weren't familiar with the last episode, we actually covered the This Man conspiracy, and that one just took off. Everyone was talking about it on Facebook and DMing us and tagging us in their messages, tagging us in their posts.
Yeah.
And the strange thing was people were having a lot of dreams about it after that.
Yeah.
And that was one of the theories you were talking about of is it the archetype theory?
Oh, that's not the archetype theory.
What's
I can't remember which one exactly, but the archetype theory was the one where when you're going through some kind of a struggle or something emotional or this or that, that's when this person would come into play. But yeah, I can't remember what theory it was, but.
And then you had a comment on Facebook with the lady actually talking to you and saying, do you think you're helping this guy's cause by sharing his image?
Yeah, like if this was somebody that was some kind of I don't know, spiritual demonic type spirit that was I don't know, like kind of helping his reach, like getting him known to more people to where he can actually, his reach is further.
And then jump in their dreams?
Yeah. Kind of like helping spread it and helping him.
And then you got that comment before things actually started happening.
Yeah. I was thinking that too. I think we talked about that, didn't we? Like maybe we're helping this guy.
You had a dream. I know I had a dream. And the people that were approaching us if you guys, we live in a small town and there's a street dance they put on every year. And when we got there, within like minutes, people were coming up to us and talking to us about the podcast. And
throughout the night, a lot of people kept coming up
and most of them were having dreams.
I think we were the cause of that, to be honest. But.
So sorry that you watched the podcast and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But tonight we're actually diving into another conspiracy, and this one is a little more real than the last one. I mean, this has a little more, it's in our realm.
Yeah.
It has to do with people faking news stories, and not only that, faking news articles inside their paper.
Or that, or even, I was even, like every time like some horrible event happened or tragedy, I started noticing people pointing out like crisis actors. Did you ever hear about those?
Oh, right,
crisis actors, where if you don't know about this, is people that they have there to make it, I guess, make it look more
relatable or real, or
not more real, but just look more. I know, like a lot of them were really tragic and really horrible, but they actually have actors there just to look
the part.
Yeah, just to look the part.
Like to give it like
not even the real people. They actually put people in there, showing them like crying or on the phone or this or that, or even like some like in the police force, like the police that were actually there to that were on scene were supposedly crisis actors, like some of them. Like I remember looking into this, there was one in Aurora, where else was it? Aurora, the Boston Marathon, and there was another one too, that the Sandy Hook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I remember them people seeing the same woman, or if it is the same woman, in all three of those places.
That's creepy.
And not only that, in the Boston Marathon and in the Sandy Hook, there was the same police, like these two policemen that were in both of those places. Like there's supposedly local police at the Sandy Hook shooting, and at the Boston Marathon bombing, there's supposedly local police at both of those places.
So it could be either fake news, or it could be getting along the lines of like false flag, or and things of that nature.
Yeah.
If I can pull up those images, I'll put those on the video. And there's actually, and that's kind of strange that they're actually injecting, like they're trying to get like a more cinematic feel out of it.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to make it more impactful than it really was.
Yeah. And there was even another a theory out there that all these things were created by like the government trying to like get our rights, like to our guns, taken away. Like, you know, having these shootings happen, but even having these same cops and these same crisis actors at each of those places to make sure that it happens the way it's supposed to happen.
It was a strange year, especially in 2017, 2018, because the shootings
just skyrocketed.
Yeah. And the coverage on them was crazy. I think the one that kind of weirded me out the most was the Vegas shooting. And that was crazy. Looking into all of that and actually the live videos that were happening there, it was, even a lot of people that they're interviewing are saying that like it didn't happen the way that they were showing it on TV. And if you actually find the videos, like people with their cameras, their phones, it was a lot more going on than just some guy in one room shooting all those people. There was a lady that I seen. She was in her car and she was actually driving.
She was a Uber driver, wasn't she?
Yeah, and she was by the hotel where, what was it? You guys stay there.
It was in Mandalay Bay. I was staying there when I was in Vegas. Yeah.
She was by the Mandalay Bay and she heard gunfire coming from that building, but it would stop.
You'd hear it in almost two different places.
Yeah, it would stop there. His flashes would stop, but she would still be hearing those like a long ways away, like in the field maybe.
Yeah, and there was even video showing where it looked like there was gunfire coming from the roof and from that room. And not only that, I remember seeing footage of people inside other casinos. And people just rushing out of there, and you can hear gunfire. It sounded like it was coming from inside the buildings, which was, I don't know, kind of weird if it was one person. And how did that guy get those guns in that room?
And they were saying that guy was there for like maybe like a week, and he was slowly taking his.
And not only that, this guy that supposed did the shooting, he was supposedly already dead.
Oh, weird.
It was like his obituary and his pictures and everything of his death on Google, like a long time ago.
And that's like it happens a lot, especially in the news. Like they'll pin someone's picture to it, and everyone knows this happens, but nobody really looks into it too deeply.
Like this kind of fell along the lines of the same conspiracy that they're trying to get our gun rights taken away so they can control us whole type thing. And I remember looking into this, and even when they showed the pictures of his room, his guns were laid out in really odd spots. Like there was bullets scattered in the bathroom. There was a rifle in the bathroom just laying there. And there was rifles like throughout his room. And if someone wanted to go on a massacre like that and just, shoot all these people, don't you think he'd have all those guns lined up right next to him? So once one is out, he could drop it.
Probably have all those by the window.
And, keep going, drop that one, grab the next one, and keep going. And not put a rifle in the freaking bathroom.
And they said the main thing was that this guy was, in his 60s?
I think so, 50s or 60s, I think.
50s or 60s, and they said that he looked like he had a frail body, but the window that he had taken off, supposedly, weighed over over 80 pounds, something like that.
I didn't even say he shot the window out, but that thing was supposed to be able to withstand hurricane winds.
Yeah.
And how easily he would just move that window.
And then I think I saw this one too where this guy goes back the next day to where this guy supposedly shot out his window or took out his window off. The window was back on there.
Yeah, I saw that too. And if you look, there was another broken window a few floors down.
So maybe there was someone else down there.
or if they just had him up there, but the shooting was coming at a different window.
And they said this guy had no history of military background. He had no history of going to the gun range. He only just started.
I remember, I'm not really sure about that.
If he had no military background?
Yeah, I can't remember.
And I think they said that he just now started going to the gun range, like maybe like a week or two before that, to get those shots lined up.
Yeah. And I remember them like showing like if it was that guy, like his tattoos that he had, like the body that was in there didn't have those tattoos. And the guy that they showed the picture of, he had those tattoos.
Weird.
Like, I think he had one on his neck, like a very visible tattoo. And the guy that they caught, he didn't have them. Like, that kind of, like, all of that it doesn't add up.
And it seems like they've been doing this a lot.
Yeah.
Like, especially the news coverage on it. I mean, everyone on the ground, everyone who was there at the concert, seeing things happen in a different way, but the way the news did it, it was like there was one shooter, it was this one guy, there was no second shooter on the ground, but there was this guy from the military who actually was listening to the gunfire, and he hears this all day long. And he said it seemed like there were two calibers coming out of the video.
Yeah. He said, like, he'd hear one, and then you hear a different one. And they said he was only shooting that one gun.
And they said, how is that even possible? Like, how is he had to get, like, a belt-fed gun into his gun.
Yeah, and you can hear that. If you watch that video, the I think she's an Uber driver. Uber driver or a taxi driver? Yeah. But in that video, you can hear two different calibers, two different types of guns going off. One really close, and even in the video, actually, you can see she's parked out in front, trying to tell one of those people, telling them that there's a shooting, and she looks up, and you can see out of a lower window the flashes of a gun.
Yeah.
Not even close to the window that he was supposedly in. So there had to be more than one person. But that's what I mean. It doesn't add up a lot of the time. But what the news puts out, it never adds up.
So do you think that this happens more often in big news? Do you think that maybe smaller newspapers actually do this as well?
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I mean, like small towns. I think like small towns, like the one we live in, I don't think they'd go that far.
Because when a news article breaks here, everybody usually has all the details.
Yeah, like even before it's in the paper, everybody knows what happened, who it was, where it happened, what time it was.
And then when it goes to the newspaper, it's published that way.
Yeah.
Like they got their facts straight for the most part, and they put it out that way. But if you get into bigger newspapers,
that's something that would have more reach.
Yeah, some people that have like newspapers that have reach across a big part of the country,
worldwide.
Yeah, they seem to almost fake their news articles just to get either those readers, or for a much more sinister play at it, like they're trying to get some sort of gain out of this.
Yeah,
like cause divides or get the gun rights things taken away,
or cover something up,
or to even hush free speech.
Yeah.
There was one guy that I know of, his name was Jordan Peterson. This is one of my favorite guys to listen to. I watch all his videos, and he's just someone I listen to a lot. And they're actually going after him for going against Canada, I think, where it's trying to hush him for, I think it was like transgender rights or something like that. And he was saying that he wasn't going to address them that way because he believes in free speech. He shouldn't be able to narrate what the public is saying, because the government came out and said that this is what you call these people, this is what you call certain genders, and this is what you call them. If you don't call them that, then you have a lawsuit. And then he comes out and he says that he doesn't want to do that because it's going against free speech. And it's like they're pushing their agenda more to do that, to that realm. It's like they're trying to push it to where they get rid of free speech. They're trying to push it so that you lose your gun rights. They're trying to push it so we even lose privacy inside your house.
Yeah.
And those,
like, I think that is all, like one of the ones you already did was kind of around that realm.
The privacy.
Yeah, your privacy is like gone. Like even your phones. I remember watching this video where this guy, he found out that they actually track you, even if you get in a car, when you get out of a car, how far you drove.
That's what you guys were just talking about too.
Where you walked in, yeah, and how long you were in there. Literally tracks your movements down to the second.
And then it's strange because because all these tech companies and these news articles go hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's like when you know these things are happening, and then they release a excerpt, or they release their statement on it, and then the media pushes that out, saying that these companies aren't doing this, but they somewhat are doing it.
Yeah.
But they're not really saying it. That they're always so vague in their articles. They're always vague inside of their news coverage. And then the next thing comes out, and they're still...
It's just creepy. Like, I know, like, one of these days they're going to admit to that, but they're going to say it's for your safety. And it's just going to be like...
We gotta hear you.
The way to track you and control you, and it's just... Yeah, I don't know. It creeps me out. Thinking about that, I'm like, that'd be horrible.
And this came up because me and Marcus was watching videos, was it last night? And we were coming across all these news, these staged news coverages. There was actually one where this lady was sitting inside of the studio, and she was supposedly on a satellite call with this other woman who was like a supposedly...
No, she was outside too. She was outside.
Yeah, they said she was in another country or something.
They're supposedly having a satellite phone call.
Yeah, and
if you guys see, I'm gonna show the video. This guy goes and he like dissects this news coverage and the satellite call. There's cars that come in this camera, and they go into the other lady's camera.
Like the exact same car.
They're in the same.
Isn't it like a red SUV passes her, and then 2 seconds later you see it drive by her, and then you see a bus or something come behind her, and then 2 seconds later you see it drive by her.
Yeah.
And they're literally like standing right next to each other having this conversation. Like why? Why?
They're probably not even hearing like on a microphone. They're probably like hearing each other's voices.
Yeah. Why go that far?
I mean, if you
like even stuff like that, I don't understand. Like, why would they?
Why do you have to do that? I mean, I wouldn't do that to you. Have you set up in the living room? Mark's on a satellite call here. It's the dumbest thing in the world.
Put the mic on me, put me in the other room, talk like I'm in some other state.
He's on vacation right now. And, he's in another state, but he wants to be there for this podcast. So, Marcus, are you there? That's how it is. It's like they're in the same building, and what's the purpose of that? I mean, are they trying to put on a persona that says that they actually care about these stories, and they're saying they're there, but they're not? That
they're actually out there on the site of where all this is happening, and like half the time, even probably like 90% of the time, they're not. And like even like I even thinking about like to avoid putting in themselves in that danger, or just to, I don't know.
And the weird thing was, one of these things that I actually showed you was these people were covering a news story. This news station was covering a news story. It was CNN actually, and in the background, one of their photographers was caught setting up this girl to look like she was mourning.
Yeah,
a little girl.
Yeah.
And in the video, I'll show you guys a video of it. You can see that this guy is placing this girl's hand on what looks to be like a memorial or a shrine or something. And something traumatic just happened, but they have this little girl there, and this photographer is placing her hand there and making sure it stays there, like his hand was on her.
They're keeping her hand there just for this shot.
And then the CNN camera
to pretend that she was like so destroyed or mourning, and she might not even know who this person is.
Yeah.
And the CNN camera kind of pans up. This guy backs up, and he's going to take a picture of this girl while she's in mourning. I mean, how often, and that's the thing, like, how often does the newspaper do that? How often does CNN do that? How often do these big, major news stations stage their videos for that, for like the theatrical feel for the audience? Like, is that what they're going for? Like, are they going for not authenticity, but are they going for...
That kind of makes you wonder if even half these things really even happen, or if they're just trying to scare you.
And there's one picture I'm going to show right here. What gets it's along lines of that. This lady is actually staging a crime scene, and she's on a news team, and they have these two poles set up, and it looks like she's at a crime scene because it has crime scene tape. But someone took a picture of it, and you can see the end of the rope on the crime scene tape.
And she's just like in an open field?
Yeah, she's in an open field.
Just by a fence?
And she's saying she's there, and I think at one part she said she actually hears gunfire or something, but she's saying she's there in front of the crime scene, and she's watching it as it's unfolding.
When that tape is literally like 15 feet long yeah. by a fence, and there's nothing behind her. That's just ridiculous.
It's just... I think that a lot of the times maybe they're trying to, basically this is what I think a lot of people deal with, especially in creating things and creating YouTube videos and creating Facebook videos, is trying to get their content out, but they're trying to fight for that.
Flip the ratings. Yeah. All of that, yeah.
And they'll do anything to get their ratings.
Stuff like that, I think that's what they were kind of going for. Like, oh, no, she's there. We got to watch this. What if something happens? What if they catch something on camera? And she's out there, probably in a park, by a fence, with just like 10 feet of caution tape. That's what I mean.
And it's funny because they show this picture of her, and they're like setting it up and everything, and then it cuts to her on camera, and she's like really critical.
Yeah,
like she plays.
She's fearing for her life.
Yeah. She plays the part.
Wow, that's insane. I don't know. That's just crazy.
It's just like, how far will they go? And I think that's the thing to drive home, is I think they're trying to, and that's one of the theories, is actually maybe they're all owned by one major corporation. And one of the things that we're talking about is we saw a video of all of these news stations saying the same exact thing. Literally reading the same lines word for word on all of these different news stations. Like, we know you have teleprompters, but like, do you have a script? Or like, it's like they gave them all a script to read. Yeah. All of these different news. Like key points and... Yeah. I don't know what they're covering. But you have to look into it more. But it was all the same words. I mean, down to the T, and they're all saying the same exact thing. Like this all kind of, even the whole thing with we were just talking about this. We were talking about fake news and how they stage things. It all came, even like the moon landing or Mars, stuff like that. We were kind of getting into, and you brought up one where. This guy was on Google Maps? Oh, that's right. Oh, that was creepy. This guy goes to... Now, you guys see in the news all the time, NASA releasing articles about them being on Mars, and they just push it and push it and push it that they're on Mars. And this guy was actually on his computer, and he was looking at Google Maps, and he goes on this one part of the world, I forgot where it is, and he sees that there's a big chunk of this country that's covered in snow. And he's like, what the hell? It's like, this country has like no snow at all. So, or it wouldn't even be. Yeah, so he zooms in on it, and he zooms in with, which he goes past with like a sheet on Google Maps, and he gets past the snow. And what he sees is like barren landscape. And then his thought was like, holy crap, this looks like freaking Mars. Like, this is what... Like that red looking sandy... Yeah, it looks like what they're showing us in the newspaper and on the news. And then he's starting to do his, just circling around that area. And he turns his camera, and what he picks up is a freaking NASA truck sitting in the middle of this place, and it says the Mars Exploration Team. And not only that, he does it, he goes a little further, and he finds a freaking rover that they're saying is on Mars right now. That makes you wonder though, like what I was telling you is like what I thought is that maybe they're saying that we were there first. We got to Mars there first, so that'll give us more time to get there first. Right. So all these people think we actually have this rover driving around exploring Mars when literally it's in the desert somewhere here on Earth. It's kind of strange too. Like if we were capable of getting to Mars. They kind of did the same thing. There was a theory where they did the same thing with the moon. Yeah. Where they made the whole world think that we landed on the moon when literally it was staged just to give them time
to actually get us to the moon first.
So in that time, when they were actually studying to go to the moon, what they would do is they would go to a set and they would practice their maneuvers, and it would look like they were on this is actually a real thing. They would set up this camera and they had a black backdrop and they would practice their maneuvers. And this guy was hooked up to like this harness, and they show him maneuvering. This was actual footage of him maneuvering on the set, and they had all this stuff behind him and all this crazy stuff like what would be on the moon. And then a couple weeks later, they launched. They go to the moon, and one of these papers gets a picture of what was supposedly from the moon, from the astronauts, and they compared it to
one of the pictures that was
already taken on the set, and it was the exact same picture.
That's crazy.
The guy's wearing the same harness, he's in the same position, and they're saying, I'm on the moon. Like,
that is ridiculous. Like, even that one I showed you where they're supposedly in space, and they're talking to him and talking about the gravity and all this and that, and then that guy goes to flip, and he does a flip, but you could see his harness. Like, he kind of flips over, and the astronaut next to him grabs his wire.
Yeah.
You could literally see it. Plain as day, he grabs his wire and kind of straightens him out really quick, but then he lets go because he kind of thought, oh, they saw that. And that woman, her hair was what, hairspray?
oh, that was the dumbest thing I've seen in a long time. It's like, it seemed like he was a spoof, because this guy does a flip, and he does a flip and his harness buckles.
Yeah.
And then the guy interviewing him goes, how do we know you're on the moon?
and that lady.
And isn't this live? Wasn't this live?
Yeah, it was live.
Oh my
And this
god.
lady, she's like,
she points at her hair like,
Oh, this is how. And her hair is just stiff.
it's like her hair is sprayed, like spray painted. Her hair is like, it's sprayed with hairspray, and she's like moving, and her hair is like just stiff.
It doesn't wave, doesn't
move,
flow,
nothing.
It just stays stiff.
And she had short hair, so they could have done that.
God.
It was just funny because he
buckled.
You think they would have learned by now? Like, okay, just film this whole thing and stage it and then put it out as a live video.
It was funny because that guy was like, almost like he was like scared or something. That guy did a flip and his thing buckled. He's like, how do we know you're on the moon?
I think that'd be hilarious if one of his wires snapped and he just swings there like Fat Bastard on Austin Powers, just swinging. That'd be the best.
This is moon physics.
But no, really, like if you really look into this stuff, you'll find a lot of things that just it doesn't add up. It doesn't.
All the news articles, all the news stories, and they're just faking it to pump the ratings.
And every time you find some of these, like when this stuff starts happening, like during, like let's say the shooting in Vegas, like when that happened, all the videos that people were putting out from their own phones, those were constantly getting taken down right away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were.
They weren't showing anything like anybody dying, anybody actually getting shot on camera. They were still taking those videos down because you can hear what seemed to be two different gunshots or things didn't add up, and they're just pulling all those videos, and then they put that news article out or that coverage out from the news, and it was like nothing like what you saw on all those people's cameras.
You think they could have like looped like one gun in the news articles or the news stories?
Yeah.
And just get rid of the second gun. And I think that was actually one of the news coverages was that there was a second shooter there. I think there was live footage, and I think somebody was actually saying there was a second shooter there. But then as the story went along, it was kind of strange how fast it died down, like the coverage on it. Like they were saying like, oh, we can't pull anything more of this, and that's as far as we can go, and then that was it.
It was like what I always found to be kind of strange is something like that would happen when there was something bigger going on. Almost like a sleight of hand.
Right.
Like, you're watching something happen and then they want you to look over here because something else is going on over here. And if you really look into that, like the timing of all these kind of all these massacres and all these different things going on, or all these crazy things going on in the news, it's always during times like that.
And we're back. I think it could be. I think it could be sleight of hand, and I think they especially do that with a lot of TV shows and a lot of things like that. Like they're pumping out the stuff that you sit your kid in front of, and then just like.
I mean, this isn't even something. This isn't even anything new. Like this kind of these kind of conspiracies or these kind of theories have been around. I remember even Dave Chappelle made a joke about this. Like he was kind of bringing it out, but in a jokingly way. Like, if you watch like his comedy or him talk, he'll say something like real, something that's, some real stuff, but then he'll always kind of crack a joke afterwards.
Yeah.
And he'll kind of make it funny sometimes. But he even talked about how it's weird that every time something like that happens, something would, like this would happen, that would take your eye off of that. Like he kind of even made a joke about Michael Jackson, saying that, he was saying, they want to, they need him to, I don't even want to say it. Yeah, I can't say it, but they want him to do something really bad.
Say it.
To take, basically our eye off of what's really going on.
Yeah.
Like what the government is trying to do. Yeah, now there it hit you. But, like he even,
they want him to get touchy.
Yeah. But yeah, he brought that up. Like, was kind of joking about that.
That's so funny. I didn't know what you were saying. I was like, say it, Mark. It's fine. Say it. No, Michael Jackson, he got a little touchy. What they said he got. I freaking love Michael Jackson too. I remember sitting. I was working at McDonald's and I was jamming his music like real freaking loud. I was washing dishes, and this guy walks away. I was like, "Damn!" He's like, "You still jam Michael Jackson, huh? That's pretty cool." It's like, why? What happened?
What do you do now?
Yeah, that could be a thing.
But, yeah.
They could be. It's kind of like they could be hiring stress actors like that. Like they could be hiring and put them in that scrutiny and to cover things up. Like there's no other way. Maybe they spent their budget on shootings this year or something, and they want to spend their money like on stars and things like that.
But no, like even just go to Google and just type in crisis actors, and you just click on images, and you'll see like just picture after picture of all these things we're just talking about. Especially like one of the most well-known ones is that same woman that was like in Aurora, the Boston Massacre, and
I haven't looked into that. I want to see that one.
And where was that? The Sandy Hook shooting.
That is creepy.
And yeah, I know. I thought that was just insane. See, like right there, Aurora, Boston, Sandy Hook.
Oh
it's
my
the same,
gosh!
Does it look like the same one?
She's doing the same cry.
The same face, the same pose, everything.
So is she captured in all, like, is she in news articles?
Watch the videos and you'll see her.
Oh, like she's an actual actor then.
That's where she looks like.
And they want to capture her.
Yeah. And if you like look even further, you can find those policemen.
Like at least dye your hair or something if you want to, like, you know what I mean?
At least try to
it's like
look different. Like she has the same look, almost wearing the same.
It's almost like they want to be caught. It's almost like they want to cause conspiracies, which me and Markus just fell for if that was true. It's almost like that. It's like they want to.
Like when you first like talk about it or something like that comes up, it sounds just crazy. Like no way.
And then another thing I want to cover is
until you actually look it up and you're just like kind of like, wow, maybe this is real. Maybe this is a real thing. You're just kind of mind blown now.
It's just creepy.
I didn't really think anything of it until you actually looked at the picture and oh my god, it's her.
We were actually overwhelmingly unprepared for this podcast, but we actually popped it out 30 minutes. Woo!
Wow, I didn't know.
So do you want to go for a second episode of this, or?
Yeah, we can dig a little deeper and find some more stuff on it, I guess.
Brand new series coming at you. You guys listening to Fallen Out Radio, we're gonna do our research on this a little more.
Yeah, this episode we just kind of winged it. So
it sounded pretty good though. A lot of times I was like, wow, really? I was talking, I was like, man, is that true? Who cares? It's fake news. We gotta put Donald Trump. Fake news. It's tremendous.
He could be the backdrop.
They're all fake down here. It's tremendous. Alright, so we are doing our research this week. You guys will catch another episode of Fall on Our Radio next Thursday, 7 o'clock. My name is Siralinik. This is Marcus, and you are listening to Fall on Our Radio.